Are we the only Moon Underwater podcast now with fake opening noises? Because we're the only Moon Underwater podcast.
Yeah, that's right. We're the... Cheers.
Cheers.
With victory comes defeat.
Yeah.
We're the only ones that are... We're the worst ones.
We're number one.
We're also the best.
Yeah.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Moon Underwater. I'm Kelly Daniels.
And I'm Steve Jones.
And here we are in a different setting. Those of you who are looking on video, you can see that things look a little differently. Behind us is a golf course because we are at the golf club.
The fanciest one.
The most exclusive one in the region.
Oh, absolutely.
We didn't play any golf because
hooligans play golf.
Yeah, that's right. We're not into that kind of thing.
Nope.
But we are having our PBR and...
Wait, so I got a question.
Sure.
Did Hunter S. Thompson ever play golf, write about playing any golf? He would be the ultimate hooligan.
I think he would not play golf myself, but you never know. Maybe he was a big golf guy.
You ever played?
Yeah, a few times.
Are you any good?
No. I played probably maybe a dozen times in my life, always on like par 3 kind of
fun.
Community courses. And I don't know, I got to where... One time there's like these short holes, and I got good at one kind of iron, and I had a groove where I was just like dropping it in the green every time, and then I would take like 5 times to putt like 15 feet. But
I'm terrible. So I don't play mostly because I prefer to be frustrated by other things in my life besides my golf game.
Paying a lot of money to be frustrated, and Isn't that where you make all the deals, though? Isn't that is that why you're?
I still haven't.
That's why your career is so shitty.
Yeah,
because the golfing game isn't there.
True. I have no forward progress in that part of my game.
You're wearing a Patagonia shirt, which is not really golf gear. That's more like hiking and trekking, and that's Colorado. That's disc golf.
Fake mountain. It is disc golf.
Golf gear.
Boy, and there's a sport that I go that if golf's not a sport. Disc golf is really not a sport.
Disc golf's pretty fun. I ended up like breaking my wrist playing disc golf, though, which is...
How stoned were you?
A little embarrassing. I wasn't stoned at all, but it was in Colorado, and I think of disc golf around here is just like some park with grass, and you throw the golf thing, and there it's like on a mountain because...
That's all they have.
Colorado is mountains. And then it's like up and down these trails. And I threw the disc and it went flying into some sage because there's like sagebrush everywhere.
Yep.
And people are constantly losing their discs. So you got to know where it's going. So I was running to see.
What are they losing? Oh, never mind.
Their discs.
Yeah, sorry.
So I was running and
You were running?
Tripped. I was running down the mountain. At altitude down a mountain on a kind of a hard Scrabble trail, and I was wearing these Keen branded, good old Keen, and they really fucked me over. Keen branded like those fancy sandals, but they're like hippie sandals, like jock sandals.
They're like, you can run down a mountain in these.
Yeah, and they had super long laces for some reason. And I had to kind of like loop them around, and the loop caught in the other foot, and I just tripped and went sprawling and caught myself and I had to go to the good old ER. Not the ER, I went to the convenient care, and they said, it's probably broken.
Did you need surgery?
No, it was a hairline fracture, had to have like a splint on it, and one of those like, spent like $300 on this like, thing that went on my arm, and
Amazon you could get one for like $10 now.
I'm sure it was bullshit, but anyway, I didn't want to talk about that. I did think, since we're here at a golf course, have you heard the news about good old Tiger Woods? That was pretty
the comments on the Facebook on the Facebook ad for his gear were fantastic.
Yeah, tell us about what were some of them.
It looks even better upside down.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like it was his. I mean, it was his brand, I guess.
Yeah,
Stitch.
I don't know.
I don't know. Boy, I paid so much attention I didn't even notice that.
What the brand is?
Yeah.
That's like a cool hoodie or something like that, right?
Yeah.
That was the picture.
It's $180 hoodie.
That guy deserves to roll in a ditch and be embarrassed. Is this his second accident?
It is.
Like drunk driving accident where he got hurt?
Yeah, I think so. He's also been there were comments about how this wasn't a drunk driving. It is a DUI under the influence. He refused a blood test.
Oh yeah. Come on, though.
But the breathalyzer, yeah, I haven't been right. Here you go. Yep. Only test for what? Yep. Allegedly, Your Honor.
Oh, wait. So he did a breathalyzer.
Yes.
But he wouldn't do...
Straight zeros on the breathalyzer is what he blew.
Okay. But he wouldn't do...
A blood test.
Okay. Do they tend to make you do a blood test?
I know that in a lot of states, if you refuse a breathalyzer...
Yeah.
They will, in a blood test, they would, usually get a judge to issue a warrant that would basically make it so you had to go do it. I don't know how Florida works, but my guess is if he offered up one and they breathalyzed him there, this has now become a legal podcast.
Yes.
We're both lawyers.
You absolutely should take your legal advice from us. The guys at the Moon Underwater Pubcast.com for legal advice.
That's it.
Legal and binding advice for whatever
you've done. It's a new segment, actually, on this show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Killed somebody in a lot of trouble, call us.
Oh, yeah.
We'll take care of it.
Definitely. Come on this show and defend yourself.
Oh, yeah. The worse the crime, the better.
Oh,
That's our new...
murder, so long as it wasn't one of the two of us.
Yeah, don't kill us.
No.
That would
and then come on this show and defend yourself to the remaining member of... Yeah.
Well, I mean, by defend yourself, we mean through your words. Not,
right. Right.
But
I also meant legally defend yourself.
Yeah.
You can come to the public and record your statement.
We should get one of those. We should have TV judges Gene Pirro or whoever, the old Judge Judy, those kind of people. Yeah. There was an old school guy, Judge Wapner or something.
Wapner. Do you remember that?
That guy.
That was the People's Court.
They could call in, and some of them are probably dead by now, but there's probably AI versions of them that we can
I'm pretty sure
ask.
Judge Wapner's dead.
He was old,
then
when I
in the 80s.
Yeah, when I was young.
Yeah, staying home from school,
now
watching
I'm old,
daytime TV.
So he's whoa.
He was older than us now.
Judge Wapner.
Oh, Wapner. That made an appearance in. Oh God, what was the movie with Dennis Hoffman, Tom Cruise? Come on, Dennis Hoffman was the autistic guy.
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, him
too. Rain Man.
Yeah, not Dennis.
Rain Man.
Yes, it was Rain Man.
Judge Wapner was in Rain Man.
Yep.
Playing Judge Wapner?
Well, he talks about Judge Wapner.
Okay.
Yeah, Raymond, the character's talking about. I gotta see Wapner.
That was Dustin Hoffman going half retard.
Right.
You remember on
never go full.
Yeah. Because he was
still funny.
Yeah, that is good.
It's still good.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Well, not
Speaking
at all
of
what we're going to talk about.
Retarded.
Oh.
I do feel like to retard something is to lessen it or to neutralize it, like flame retardant.
Oh. Well, that's
flame retardant. It's flame retardant. That almost sounds like some insult to neurodivergent gay people or something.
Yeah. Ooh, that's wobbly over there. That's scaring me right now.
It is a little
scary.
Ooh, yeah, it doesn't like our sense of humor.
It's shit, it's extra judgy at the moment.
Those of you listeing,
I'm going to go fix it.
The tripod, we're outside and it's a little breezy.
That's what they used to call me in college.
That's Steve's joke. It's a very good one always. Gets funnier and funnier. All right, so Steve has stepped away from the mic, leaving me to charm everybody. Luckily, all right, is that going to help?
No.
So I'm just going to tell people what we're going to talk about Harrison Bergeron today. by Kurt Vonnegut Jr.
What'd you call me? Harrison?
Harrison Bergeron. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but it sounds like it.
Bergeron?
Bergeron.
Yeah.
Bergeron.
I say it aloud in my head, which I know we've had this discussion before. I can't believe that you don't.
That I say it aloud in my head?
You're like, oh, I guess I never thought about how you say it.
No, I think I hear that. Maybe sometimes when it comes to names, I see the letters and they just become a pattern. It's a visual thing.
Like Ticketoy in the one that we read.
Yeah, that's right.
And I
because like, it's too much work sounding it out in my head.
But so I know how it sounds.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
In my head, everything's a movie.
I get it.
Or a TV show because it's easier that way than actually just reading words.
Yeah. Yes.
So, I know.
Yeah, but that's how books are supposed to, that's how novels, short stories are supposed to work. You're supposed to see the thing. That's why they say show, don't tell. You've heard that, right?
No.
Show, don't tell?
No.
Show, don't tell is just like I wouldn't say it's like one of the 10 commandments kind of creative writing lore. And everybody, like 10 commandments itself, people like to argue it. Like, well, you shouldn't always. But show, don't tell is just one of those truisms where instead of telling us that he's a handsome man, you should show it in the way that, either he's described or how other characters treat him.
Okay.
So we are told here that Harrison Bergeron is handsome. He looks like Thor, but we're also shown a lot.
We are.
So this is a pretty crazy story. I read it when I was in middle school.
Did you really?
I did, yeah. I thought it was...
wow.
I read a short story collection by, my stepdad, Ralph Smith. Had a bunch of Kurt Vonnegut in the house, and I just picked up a story collection called Welcome to the Monkey House, and the story is in it, I believe. And I read it, and I thought it was just really cool when I was like ninth grade. Ninth grade was junior high when I
didn't give a flying rat's ass about short stories from anybody when I was in ninth grade.
I was a big reader.
This was a good read. I'll say that right from the start. There's a lot of things I liked about this.
I'm glad you liked it. I loved it when I was in ninth grade, and I will start off by saying I've read a couple of Vonnegut novels, or more than a couple, 3 or 4 maybe, and I like him a lot.
Yeah.
I really love Vonnegut's writing, and I feel like he's got a lot of hype, and so he's the kind of writer that you can take down a notch because he's so popular.
Right.
But I think he earns his popularity. I think he's judged to be great, and I think he is great. I found this story was a little disappointing. I liked the first half, but when shit started getting magical, I was like ready to step off the train a little.
No, we'll get to that.
Yeah, okay, but at the beginning I loved it, and I love the first line. Do you have it handy? Do you want to read it?
First line.
Yeah.
The year was 2081, and everybody was finally equal.
Yeah, and here's the thing. When I read this when I was a kid in the 80s, I liked the story, and I got the point of it, of course, and I thought it was cool, but I thought it sucked how it all worked out for this terrible society, and I got that this was a terrible dystopia. But I didn't relate it to the world I lived in because I did not see any sign in my life in ninth grade that anybody was handicapping people to make the best, the equal, and
sure.
You know what I just didn't see the equality. Now I see it all too well.
Yes.
This story seems more relevant now than when it was written.
Totally true.
I would say.
Yes.
So the idea is it's a dystopia, and this is a kind of thing where people who really, really, really are into social justice warfare, and people who are really, really like DEI was the best thing that ever came to us.
They should
and people
read this.
who are really, really into accommodations in college and in high school. These are the people who are not going to like this story at all.
No.
They're going to read it and they go, "Oh, this is bullshit. I'm never going to read Kurt Vonnegut again." And
maybe they should think about it a tiny bit.
Maybe they should. Maybe they will. But and these are the same people because I think Vonnegut's loved by the lefties, and I think he was a lefty in his time.
Sure.
But he was also just a guy that thought about things and cared about what he cared about, and he wasn't like some political actor who was going through
He lived in Iowa City.
Yeah.
He lived very close to the fraternity house that I lived in as an undergrad. And we always wondered which house was his. The fact that we even knew his name, who he was, and that he was important was pretty good for a bunch of fraternity, frat rats as we were when we were in college.
Yeah,
so
he taught at the Iowa Writers Workshop, and he wrote about, going from New York City, where all the fancy people were, to I think he gave advice to his fellow writers to come down to Iowa City. And I think he even said something like, hey, leave the farmers' daughters alone. Like, you don't need to be messing with them.
Right.
Like, have some respect.
Right.
And he seemed like he was kind of a good guy in that way, like a moral guy. But he was also a heavy boozer.
Good place to live then, Iowa City.
Yeah.
That's as it turns
he would
out.
booze at a lot of bars
I bet he frequented the Deadwood.
Okay, the ones, he probably did, but the writers I know were at the Deadwood all the time are Raymond Carver and John Cheever. They used to drink them together, which an interesting duo in that Raymond Carver was like this working class kind of guy that did trade worker most of his adult life, and then became a big writer of writing kind of like working class characters. And John Cheever was a closeted gay man. The
Cheever Letters.
Yeah.
From the Seinfeld episode.
That's right.
The Cheever Letters was the name of the episode.
I think I've talked about this on this podcast before, but he was a fancy guy that lived outside of New York and then commuted into the city.
Oh, yeah.
And he would be a perfect, married man and go through his life, and then every, several weeks he would just disappear in New York City and not come back for a week, and
as one does,
and he'd be like crazy hungover and begging his wife forgiveness, and he would just go to the gay bars and kind of let it all out, all in one crazy week, and then go back and have to pretend to be straight again.
By the way, can I point out that you mentioned you had the cool shoes, KUHL.
Yeah.
You got a nice jacket on there, champ.
Oh, the cool jacket.
It is.
My jacket is cool.
Yeah, you tried to zip it up a second ago because it is a little
chilly. Yeah, zipping it up was probably too much, but yeah.
And it didn't work. You were like, forget it.
No, I could have done it. I just changed my mind. Oh. And I just wanted to show my Aztec-looking
It's a pretty good shirt. It's
yeah.
sort of a...
For those of you who are just listening...
Oh, you're missing out.
First off, just
use
your imagination.
It's true.
It looks fucking awesome.
Well, it was the Aztec shirt, which is wasn't that a Hunter S. Thompson shirt? What was the shirt?
That's
what do
right.
We call those?
I think he did say something about a Aztec shirt with, I think his friend, his lawyer was wearing.
They weren't gay, though. Not like...
No, not at all.
Not like Cheever.
No.
Okay.
So back to this story. What happens, it's an absurd story. It's a dystopia, and we find out that the
211th, 212th, and 213th Amendments have made it so that basically you have this handicapper general who is able to make everybody the same.
Yeah.
So you can't be more athletic, more good looking, or smarter.
It's kind of like Brave New World, but Brave New World made everybody different but know their place.
Yes.
Everybody was conditioned to know what level they were at.
This
one is everybody is average, and I love Vonnegut's attitude toward average. Let me see if I can find it. Hazel, one of the two characters. There's three main
perfectly
characters.
Average.
Yeah. Hazel couldn't think about it very hard. Hazel had a perfectly average intelligence, which meant she couldn't think about anything except in short bursts.
Yeah.
So I think, sadly, he's right there. I think that average intelligence. And most people, of course, they'll do surveys all the time, and 80% of people judge themselves to be higher than average intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
So somebody's wrong.
That's true.
30%.
The Dunning-Kruger effect.
Yeah,
I've worked with many people that I'm like, you're so confident and yet so stupid.
Yeah. The more confident, the more stupid. And often the more intelligent, the less confident.
Exactly.
And
that's the problem.
When you understand something, like golf, for example. I'm good enough at golf to know that I'm not very good at it. But
I certainly don't.
Golf is a terrible example because
It sucks?
No, because sports, you just have to know if you're good or bad because the stats are. So, you know what I mean? You know what your scores are in golf.
Yeah.
And you can't really talk yourself into thinking you're better than you.
People cheat like fucking crazy at
golf. They cheat, but then still think they're good or think they're not really cheating.
I just took one mulligan back there, and it's like you took 6.
Got it.
You didn't.
So they're cheating themselves.
You didn't shoot a 40. You shot a 52, but you like on the.
But in your mind, it becomes a legit 40, and then you do that every day that you play.
Sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
So this, to me, had elements of 1984 in it.
Yeah.
It was a lot more fun.
Yeah. So you would think, like in Brave New World, they all did it with test tubes and tech.
Yeah.
Here, they just make you wear a mask if you're good looking.
Yep. They put birdshot on you in pounds,
like
for how athletic you are.
Bags of heavy stuff hanging from you to make sure that you're not athletic. The only people that could do public broadcasting, like
the ones that would stutter,
people with
speech impediments,
and so everybody does everything badly.
Everybody is everything exactly the same.
Yeah, which is to say bad. And
there were some great comments about that.
Yeah,
because as we go through the story, we've got we're introduced to George and Hazel, and they're together. George is very intelligent, he's smart and athletic, and maybe good looking when he doesn't have a mask on.
Yeah, but they put a speaker in your ear that just blasts noises to break up any thought that you're having.
About every 30 seconds.
Yeah, and also gives people headaches, and it's pretty brutal. And they're watching ballet on TV, which is kind of funny. I mean, that's such a frou-frou, like, artsy thing to watch on TV, but for a society where everybody is average, you would think they wouldn't do.
But there's a great line about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
The line is that, let's see. Hazel asked George. She said that was a nice dance, and he goes, "Yep." He tried to think a little about the ballerinas. They weren't really good. They weren't really very good. No better than anybody else would have been anyway.
Yeah.
It's because they can't be.
Exactly.
And it's a great line. Like,
yes. It is.
It sheds so much light into the situation, and I think what's to me was more interesting was that Hazel was really pretty dumb, right? Like because she was average. They don't talk about her having any of the birdshot on her to weigh her down. Yeah. She's not wearing a mask because she's not crazy good looking, and there's no speaker in her ear, and she makes all kinds of grammatical mistakes.
Yeah, she says then instead of than.
Right.
Which I love because
crazy.
You see that on Facebook and stuff all the time. And those kinds of mistakes just correlate with dumbass ideas so much.
This is why we're not in trouble with AI, by the way. Did you know this? Because AI is being trained on the internet as a whole.
So they make mistakes.
And, so what's happening is the average person on the internet is actually a total dumbass. Mm-hmm. And so as they increase the training size and the volume of what is the average person on the internet, it's getting dumber because it's making stupid mistakes because maybe it knows, maybe it doesn't, and it's reading this.
Just today I did a little AI check comparison. Gemini, just because I did a Google search, gave me bad information, just real basic bad information. And all it was there's a short story that some students want. Anyway, I had my students choose a short story, publish short story for us to read. And I looked at it, and it looked kind of long. And so I just said, hey, what's the word count of this famous short story?
8 million.
No, it just said, between 3,000 and 4,000. I'm like, it sure looks a lot more than that. And so I just copied the whole thing from the internet and then put it on a Word document, which shows the word count. It was 6,000 words. And then I asked ChatGPT just to see, and it said 5,885, which is exactly right.
Was it?
It was right, yeah.
Gemini's usually pretty good.
Yeah.
But Gemini, what's weird is when you ask for something relatively simple, and it's I don't know, if you think about it, it's like you're asking for something that is a for sure thing.
Yeah.
A lot of the AI, like for how it's running and how it's based, will be able to tell you exactly the number.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Early versions of it were really shitty at math, and so you'd be like,
right.
"What's 4 plus 4?" And it's like, "That's 18."
Yeah,
Wait, what? And so that to
Weird
me sounds
that it
like
couldn't
what?
do math.
Yeah, and so I think it's like that.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it'll get over it.
Well, what I think what the AIs, I think if you have an agentic AI and you tell it to do something like that, it can do steps. It can do what I did, which is find the text and then just count the words. But the LLMs, they just look for the information written somewhere.
Yes.
And so somebody somewhere had to have posted on the internet the page count of that story because they would not have counted the letters or the words themselves.
I had the same experience with Gemini, just Googling something and going with the first response, where what I needed to know was my daughter, when she was 15 and had a permit, if she could drive in another state. And so I Googled it. And the first one was like, absolutely, she can drive in Nebraska, no problem. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, that's cool. Hey, they got a link here. I should look at that link. And I clicked on it. And it was somebody who had made a page that said for every single state that if you had a permit in one state, you could drive in any state, which is definitely not the case. And I was like, oh.
And that's the only place they looked.
Right.
I saw something, this is a long time ago, and I'm not sure how great it's working out or if it is at all, but some group was messing with AI image makers because these were artists.
Oh, yeah.
And what they were doing is they would paint pictures of like a horse and they would put it on the internet under airplane.
Yes.
And this kind of thing would just pollute the whole like thing that these things are training on. So they don't really know what a horse is, and it might be an airplane sometimes. And these guys were just pumping this out there just to kind of like, hey, because these were artists, and they're like, hey, our property is getting stolen essentially.
It is.
So anyway, all kinds of shenanigans going on.
And AI is not at all what any of these people represent because they're not intelligent. Most of them. Well, George, I guess, is intelligent.
Yeah.
And Harrison.
You're bringing it back.
I am.
So it's a crazy world that we're living in this story in 2081.
We got a lot of amendments to write.
And there's 213
amendments. The same thing down.
Like, oh, wow.
So we got a long way to go.
We got not that many years, 60 years to do like almost 200 or 190.
190.
I mean, it could all happen at once, but it feels like Vonnegut maybe was a little more bullish on amendments than looks like is turning out to be the case. Yeah. So this is a terrible world that we're living in, and they're just demanding. And their kid has been arrested. He's only 14 years old.
Right.
Because he is just too
amazing
good.
Yeah.
And they can't even handicap him because he's too 14? Much. He's too superior to everybody else.
George and Hazel Bergeron's 14-year-old son, Harrison, got taken away.
And George and Hazel can't even be upset about it because they can't sustain a thought long enough.
Right.
And I feel like at that level, Hazel's not, at least to our world, is below average. She's like special needs.
She's pretty derpy.
But I feel like Vonnegut is saying that by this time, the average is going to be so low.
Yeah.
Living in a society like this that just, we're just procreating dumber and dumber people. And then,
have you seen Idiocracy? That's like,
oh yeah, that's kind of
this.
It. Yeah, it is this, but they don't have to handicap anybody because they're already there.
Right.
So yeah,
maybe that's where he was like missing Vonnegut, missing what was actually going to happen is that we're all getting dumber.
Yeah.
Which certainly due to AI, I think is probably the case.
Yeah.
So
well. Yeah, I think we're getting to a place where nobody is going to do anything for themselves.
You take over for a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Oh, God.
So we're about to... everything going okay?
Yeah.
All right. This is...
Check
there's
to make sure it
basically
wasn't too wobbly.
Well, there's like a tornado setting down
there
here.
Is.
But
in
we're...
Kansas.
Yeah, but we're... Let's see.
Oh, so we're introduced to another.
But also, at one point, George, who's the person who's very handicapped by this.
Yep.
Hazel is like, hey, why don't you, if you could only take some of the buckshot or the birdshot out of your, like, so you could rest a little. He goes, yeah, but first off, I'd go to prison. But second, we don't, that would make me smarter than other people. And we don't want that. So even the people that are getting abused by the system accept it, he's
completely accepting of it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want that, would you?
Yeah,
She's like, well, not just at
in
home.
fact,
it's fine.
The smarter guy accepts it more than the dumb woman,
right?
Because that just says something about how these kind of like ideas, people get too clever for their own good.
Totally
if
true.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, and where he does it. They talk about it. He's got birdshot in a canvas bag, which was padlocked around George's neck. Go on and rest the bag for a little while. I don't care if you're not equal to me for a while.
Just for a little while. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
George weighed the bag in his hands. I don't mind it. I don't notice it anymore. It's just a part of me.
Oh, yeah.
And he's 47 pounds around his neck.
Yeah.
And did you catch how much it was going to cost if he... Every ball of birdshot that he took out, he would face 2 years in prison and $2,000 fine.
Which would have been a lot of money, I think. For one thing, it's a lot of money already.
It would be very little birdshot to fill up, like 100 pellets of birdshot would be already fairly weighty in terms of expense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's harsh, and we have this like handicapper general,
Diana Moon Glampers, to which I wrote.
It's a great name.
I like to glamp. Glamping.
Diana Moon Glampers. That's a fun name.
Like what's? I made a note that it is a fun name, but why?
Why did he call her that?
It's very serious sounding, but also a very silly name, right? Because there's a middle name, Diana Moon.
Yeah.
Diana Moon Glampers.
Yeah, I just think it's a silly story in a lot of ways, but
it is.
So
it's also a cautionary tale.
Their kid shows up on TV because there's like a newscast, but the newspaper guy can't read it because he stutters so bad.
Got to hand it to a ballerina.
And then one of the by the way, one of the ballerinas is obviously the strongest and most beautiful because she has the most hideous mask and the most buckshot, the most weights on her.
Yeah.
And so you can actually tell how powerful people are but also 2 out of the 8 ballerinas would all like react whenever George got the blast because they would all get it at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So
and the audio blast in their heads. So that
did I mention that before?
We did.
Yeah. That's
every so many minutes, but every time that he would get it, they would get it on TV.
Yeah.
Which, as somebody who's now that I'm thinking about it, that doesn't make that much sense.
That everybody would get it at the same time.
There's a delay, on what you see on TV versus like it's not immediate. There's usually probably 5 seconds.
Vonnegut, you really screwed that up, man. If you got a problem with it,
I'm gonna burn this.
You could come
shortly.
You could. You know where to find us.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can resurrect. He's dead, right?
He is dead. Yes. He. I know. Rest in peace.
For that.
He made it to his 90s, and I think he was a pretty hard boozer toward the end. I think he hit a point in his life. One of those old people that's just like, hey, no reason for moderation at this point.
Time to brush my teeth with bourbon.
Yeah. And he fell down the stairs and cracked his head open, but probably a boozy kind of thing to do. And
well,
he, anyway,
there's a football player, a famous football player that did that and was like, oh, I twisted my knee falling down the stairs by accident, and I definitely was not drunk. And it's like,
yeah.
Okay.
Wait, who's this famous?
I don't want to say no.
Why?
Because allegedly.
Oh, you think that we're going to get sued?
Come on this show and defend yourself. Allegedly, Brian Greasy.
Oh, Brian Greasy.
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
Well, I'm sure. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he was playing for the Broncos at the time.
But those guys, they, I don't know, they don't last that long. They get pretty beat up and get those head injuries. Maybe not quarterbacks.
No. And everybody's still pretending like the head injuries are totally fine. I guess my take on the head injuries is, you want to make how much? Yeah, well, like you can be CEO or, if you're athletically talented, you could play baseball if you're smart because you can do that for a really long time.
Even though the baseball players seem like the stupidest of all of the professional baseball.
They might be the smartest. Wait, they're the stupidest of all the professional baseball players?
That was a stupid thing to say. All the professional sports people in terms of just their interviews that they give.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's because only about maybe half of them go to college at all.
Totally.
And I feel like the other professional sports, they have to just sit there through college for a while, so they're better at talking.
There's a lot of really dumb soccer players, I will tell you, in Europe, where it's like...
Oof, they don't have to go to college.
They don't go to... they're playing when they're 16 years old.
Yeah, right.
And hopefully they have enough financial background to not really fuck up their lives later. Yeah. But a lot of them have.
Yeah. The Mike Tyson thing. Although Mike Tyson kind of
he's turned his life around.
He survived his wasting all his money.
I would not invite him to come on this show and defend himself.
No, he would be able to.
He could defend himself without being on the show, as has been evidence.
I would like to think that he wouldn't beat us up because we'd be just too easy.
Oh yeah, we'd have fun.
Yeah.
Both of us at the same time.
Let's hear.
Hey folks, let's take a break. So while you're topping off your pint, we've got a quick bit of housekeeping. If you're enjoying The Moon Underwater, do us a solid. Leave us a good rating and review wherever you listen, Apple or Spotify. It really helps more people stumble into our cozy pub of books, films, and conversation. And don't keep it to yourself. Tell a friend or share the show on your socials. Speaking of, you can find us on Instagram and Threads at The Moon Underwater Pod, YouTube at The Moon Underwater Pubcast, Twitter and Blue Sky at The Moon Underwater, and Letterboxd at TMUWPod. We're posting updates, extra thoughts, and the occasional pub-related nonsense. So join us there. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or if you just want to say hi, write us at theguys@themoonunderwaterpubcast.com. All right, back to your regularly scheduled pints and paperbacks.
All right, here we are. Oh, by the way, since we're on the topic, I moved our podcast to Substack as the home of it, but it's still on Spotify, still on Apple. But I just put it there. Substack just seems like it's, I don't know. I'm playing around with it. It's a big...
Fucking A, we're cool if we're on Substack. That's all I'm saying.
It's a big website, and it has a lot of features, and it's got a Facebook-like social media thing going on. It's got newsletters. It's got podcasts. It's got videos.
It's like Facebook for creators.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And it's just easy to. Anyway, I like it, and I feel like I'm going to start spending more time there, and hopefully,
Substack.
Hopefully we can get some subscribers. We only have a few right now, but check out the Substack page. Mostly the podcast is going to be there. Maybe I'll write things now. I have some old blog posts I'll put on there.
Right.
Maybe I'll write new stuff.
Sweet.
At any rate, so where were we?
We're talking about how everybody's average, and there's some thematic stuff that's happening throughout that I really got a kick out of. Hazel pontificating at one point that she'd make a real good handicapper general.
Oh yeah,
and George goes,
I'm the average, the most average person there is, so I know how to do it. Right?
Well, she said, let's see, I'd have chimes on Sunday, just chimes in honor of religion.
Yeah,
I think I could think if it was just chimes, said George. Maybe we make them real loud. I love that. That's grammatically incorrect.
Yeah.
I think I'd make a good handicapper general, and George, well, as good as anybody else.
Yep.
it's true. You've really fucked up because everybody's just like, oh, the ballerinas were great. Well, as good as anybody else.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, that's what would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a more sophisticated.
Oh, she said, who knows better than I do what normal is?
Yeah.
Well, that's her normal. She's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Well, I do feel like we're kind of in that territory now, is that the average gets their wish, and what they want, they don't want somebody smarter than them.
Right.
They want somebody as dumb as them. And
dumber.
And maybe dumber.
Oh, definitely dumber.
And it, it's not a good way to, so at my college, little Augustana College, they used to have us all teach and all students take Plato's Allegory of the Cave. Do you know that one?
Yeah, of course.
But what's interesting about it is that Allegory of the Cave is like patently anti-democratic. He's saying that, no, the democracy is terrible. He doesn't say that directly, but the whole argument is that there should be a philosopher king should rule.
Right.
That's like only very few people are smart enough to really rule.
The rest of them are too dumb, and they're seeing the dancing lights on the cave wall, and they're terrified.
They're
shadows,
and they're too dumb to figure out where they are, and what they're seeing is all false.
Right.
And so anyway, and so once people started talking about the value of democracy, Augie just stopped assigning that.
Perfect.
That piece of work.
Like, maybe don't.
Yeah, let's not encourage this movement that we've got going here. You don't want. I mean, not that the anti-democracy people are going to start breaking out Plato anytime soon.
Doubt it.
You know, at any rate, let's get back to this short story. They're watching TV.
Yeah.
And this is where a really wacky story gets even wackier.
Right. So, George, he began to think glimmeringly about his abnormal son, who's now in jail, Harrison. But a 21, then he started to think about a 21-gun salute that stopped in his head. That stopped that thought in his head.
Yeah.
But
then they show a picture of Harrison, and he's like, they have like a clown nose on him because he's so handsome.
He's so handsome, he's got a clown nose in addition to everything else.
And he's so strong. He's 7 feet tall.
7 feet tall.
He's so strong, and he's only 14.
Right.
And he's so strong that they didn't have enough bird shot to put on him, so they just have like hunks of metal hanging from his body.
Right.
And it's pretty wacky. I'm like, why are they putting, because he escaped from jail, so it's a news break. It's kind of like there's only one channel, which kind of makes sense in a society like
the
this.
Beeb, as they call it, right?
Yeah.
BBC.
Yeah. And and then he shows up actually on the TV set.
He does.
And of course and he just declares that he's emperor.
Yeah.
And it gets pretty, speaking of anti-democracy, and we're totally ready for him to be an emperor at this point. And the story could really be that a democratic society voted for this
emperor.
But also, voted for this equality.
Right.
And so everybody, and just like George, is like they wanted it, but then this extraordinary guy shows up and goes, "No, I'm your emperor. Everybody needs to do what I say." And he frees all the ballerinas, and he frees the musicians.
Oh, wait, can I read what he says?
Yeah, go ahead.
I am the emperor, cried Harrison. Do you hear? I am the emperor. Everybody must do what I say at once. He stamped his foot and the studio shook. Even as I stand here, he bellowed, crippled, hobbled, sickened. I am a greater ruler than any man who ever lived. Now watch me become what I can become. He sounds like a really petulant 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And I'm wondering, okay, and from then on, things go from already from absurd to magical. And I'm just wondering, what do you think Vonnegut's up to here? Why? How does it? I don't know. What? I guess
it felt like a dream.
Yeah.
Like maybe George's dream.
Yeah. Okay. But he doesn't wake up from it or anything. No. It's.
But the way that it ends is it just feels like a dream.
Okay, that makes more sense than anything else because
So he's basically starting. He says he's going to pick an empress. Harrison does, and he picks the beautiful one with the
ballerina.
He says, "Somebody stand up."
Yeah,
that would like to come with me, and lead to the throne. And she stands up.
You would think the people that are the most handicapped would be the first that would want to be free of these 100 pounds of weights on them and all these burdens and so
it's a bird in.
I
get it.
Okay. Oh, I didn't think about it that way, but he's a 14-year-old. He's got an empress now, and they start jumping. They're dancing and singing, and the musicians he frees from their handicaps, and they finally start playing well.
He commanded.
Yeah. And then they start jumping up, and they're getting higher and higher, and they kiss the ceiling.
He said, he instructs them to play their best.
Yeah.
I'll make you barons and dukes and earls.
Yeah.
So he's going back to the aristocracy.
Right.
And he's saying, hey, look, forget what they've told you.
Right.
I got you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Right.
And they start jumping higher and higher towards the ceiling of the studio.
Yeah. And then they get up there, and it's 30 feet tall.
Yeah.
And they kiss the ceiling.
They were trying to kiss the ceiling every time.
Yeah.
Eventually they do when they're up there basically floating like
and then
a
they
deer
float.
on the moon.
Yeah.
Which was kind of a cool.
Wait, say it again?
It's like a deer on the moon.
Yeah,
a deer
yeah.
leaping on the moon.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, that's
that is
cool.
pretty.
Like it's great imagery in my head.
Yeah.
I'm very visual, so
I
see that. I'm like, oh yeah, deer. I got a deer with a big old, big old rack.
Oh,
antlers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
one of them has antlers. The other one has a big rack.
That's true. That's true. Oh, say it with antlers. Anyway, so once, but they start playing the music after being, he basically smacks them upside the head. He takes them and waves them around as if to show them how he wanted the music. But he was so smart. He fucking knew.
But also, all of these things that are attached to his body are meant to not be able to. They're like handcuffs, they're chains and padlocks, and he just rips them like tissue.
Yeah.
So, and they call it. He's like Thor, but he becomes a superhero.
He does.
And then they are just floating, levitating
Yep.
in magical, and okay.
Then
that being
see you next Tuesday, Diana Moon Clampers walks.
She walks in
the door.
Yeah.
I thought it was Glampers.
Glampers.
Was it Glampers? I thought it was Glampers.
It is Glampers. Does yours have
the second one has Clampers.
Diana
Moon Clampers.
I think they. Yeah, we get these.
He wanted to see if we were paying attention.
No,
and if we're really just dumbasses.
We're just getting free internet, pirated, bootlegged versions of this.
Yeah, it's been copied. So they were neutralized. They were neutralizing.
Then neutralize.
I have neutraling.
Neutraling on mine too. Neutralizing gravity with love and pure will. They remained suspended in air, inches below the ceiling, and they kissed each other for a long, long time.
It is.
So mine says Glampers here.
Really?
It was then that Diana Moon Glampers.
Maybe my printer sucks. Look at that. Clampers.
Oh, no, I see it. I wasn't trying to. No, mine is a different version.
Oh, a different free version.
But mine also has the mistake of neutraling.
Yeah.
Neutraling isn't a word, right?
I don't think so. And what did Diana Moon Clampers do?
She has a double-barreled 10-gauge shotgun.
10 gauge is a weird gauge, isn't it?
10 gauge?
Yeah.
I don't know why he said 10 gauge. Why did they choose that gauge?
Instead of a 12. 12 seems like the standard gauge.
And 10 is smaller, right?
No, 10 is bigger. It's like a thicker metal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it have birdshot in it?
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, oh. Well, so what did she do? Well, she went ahead and killed the Emperor and the Empress right away. 2 shots.
But also
Birdshot seems appropriate because they're floating near the ceiling.
But does she have a handicap thing? Do the people in the government? They would have to, right?
They would have to.
Unless it's like communism,
or unless it's like every other system where the people who are in charge, no matter who they are,
they don't actually
you don't have to follow the laws. Yeah. Hey, let's talk about Congress getting rich on investing. That seems really weird, right? And
it does surprise me.
It's one of those like people are like, oh well, that's only Nancy Pelosi. Or I'm like, no.
Yeah, she was the only one.
No. There's definitely a number of Republicans that are much richer than they should be, given what they maybe found out in Congress. And so that's that sort of get elected. You don't have to wear any of that shit. Or she's as smart as Hazel, who is a total dumbass and is good with a gun. I don't think so.
Okay, so and she just kills them, both of these people, and then right then the Bergeron's television tube burned out. Like, okay.
Yep. Hazel turned to comment about the blackout to George, but George had gone to the kitchen for a can of beer.
Oh, you know what I think it was? Hazel's dream.
Okay.
Because George is away for a beer.
He would have known that his son was on TV.
Yeah. And I feel like Hazel is the kind of person that would and he comes back and he says, "You've been crying." So she has this little dream fantasy and she cries because she actually
That's what I thought. Yeah. And then what you've been crying, he said to Hazel. Yep. She said, "What about?" I forget. Something real sad on television. Yeah. I'm like, oh. Mm-hmm. And it's nails on a blackboard to me. Yeah.
What was it? It's all kind of mixed up in my mind, said Hazel. So Hazel is also the one, in the story at least, who is the least wedded to this handicapping society. She's the one that's telling George to take some of his birdshot out.
Because she's got none.
She doesn't have anything.
Nothing.
And she's the one that, it makes sense that she would have the one that would have the fantasy about her son who's in jail.
She's the average dumbass.
But he is the more intellectual and has like handicapped himself to make a point. I totally know those types of people.
Yeah.
Like they, through guilt or whatever, they want to hobble themselves.
Oh, and she definitely did.
Well, I was thinking George.
Oh, George.
Yeah.
Okay. No, she wouldn't have known, I suppose.
Yeah. Forget sad things, said George. I always do, said Hazel. That's my girl, said George.
This is great. This is the ending.
Yeah.
Can we read it?
Go ahead.
Okay. There was a sound of a riveting gun in his head. Gee, I could tell you that one was a doozy, said Hazel. You can say that again, said George. Gee, said Hazel, I could tell you that one was a doozy. I loved the last line.
It ends on stupidity.
He says, you can say that again, and she doesn't. It's like a bad joke when somebody says something like that. Yeah. You can say that again, and they say it. So this jumped out at me, the whole story jumped out at me as being unbelievably Orwellian. Because it reads a lot like 1984 to me.
This is probably our purest dystopia in a way. I think
so.
Like, I mean,
I really liked this.
Oh, me too. I did too.
Yeah.
And I also like that Harrison, the thing that happened on TV was a fantasy, because I just I didn't get that. Like, I thought we were really in some kind of magical world.
Oh, I don't think so. I think, to me, I was like, oh, no, one of them is imagining this.
Yeah.
And then you bring it up. It makes sense that it's George, or that it's Hazel.
Yeah.
Because she's a dumbass.
But also George is
away.
But she's also sensitive, and she's also the one that cares that her husband is like, has to carry this weight.
Yes. Yeah.
Whereas he doesn't seem to, he's smart, but he's not as, today we call it emotionally intelligent.
Yeah, EQ.
Yeah. And then it ends on a little bit of a joke, but it's kind of brutal and
really
awful.
Good.
And
really good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I was like, man, he should have sold the movie rights to this, because somebody would have made that, They made a bunch of other sort of dystopian, thinking like
I wonder if there's a movie version of it, or
gotta be.
There's like a short film or something. I think somebody must have done it. Probably a bad version of it.
But it'd be fun. I don't know if I could sit through an hour and a half, but maybe you could.
I think it would be like a 15-minute, a short.
That's not accepting the challenge of trying to make this into an hour and a half long movie.
No, I don't think I would want to do that. I don't know. You think maybe if Harrison
Best
Bergeron
screenplay,
eventually...
Kelly Daniels.
No, okay, what happens is that he would have to really escape from prison.
Escape. You got to say like escape.
Yeah, escape. Well, he's only 14... And he's been brought off to jail because he's just a little too...
7 feet tall and 14 seems
No,
like
but
a
I
bit
don't
of a
think he
stretch.
really is.
Yeah,
I think that's the fantasy.
Yeah.
That he's just... But for a mom, he does seem 17 or 7 feet tall, because a mom is always going to see their kid as... But also, if you think about it, every mom wants their kid to be exceptional.
Yeah.
And when you take that away...
She's going to make them exceptional... Like in her head?
Yeah, I mean,
Except for the part where he gets shot in the face or whatever.
Well, not that. I just think that she's gonna chafe against this society that says everybody has to be the same.
Yeah.
Because a mom, out of all people, that wants her little boy to be something special. And there is no... we're trying to say this is a world where nobody is special.
Nobody.
And you don't even have you can't even delude yourself into thinking you're special.
You better not.
And you can't think about it. You can't. And people are willing to go through all this pain for equality. And I think Vonnegut was hip to the idea that it's never going to happen. Like,
never going to happen.
The whole Declaration of Independence, God created, or all of it, people, and our maker.
I don't know.
You don't remember the Declaration?
No, I never had to memorize.
People were created equal. All men are created equal.
Right.
But what their argument was making is that they should be equal before the law.
Right.
And eventually that kind of became... People should have the pursuit of happiness. Yeah, I think that's it. It's not that everybody gets guaranteed happiness. It's that everybody should have the chance.
We are solving the questions of the Declaration of Independence and Constitution together here.
I think we did a good job of it.
Did it.
Yeah,
nailed
and
it.
Also, any kind of law advice anybody wants, you know where to find it.
I mean, we're clearly lawyers.
We are basically a law firm.
Basically,
a law.
Yeah. I mean, we have AI like anybody else.
Like Better Call Saul.
Oh,
we're better than that.
We're
because he was.
He wasn't even Saul Goodman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't his real name.
Jimmy McGill.
Our names are real.
Yep. Allegedly.
Yeah.
With a name like Steve Jones.
All right.
You have a girl's name.
That's right. That's hateful that you say that.
Call me Stefan.
It was.
People do. Oh.
Stefan.
Stefan
is the worst way to spell Stephen.
That's how my parents spelled it.
Just do a V.
Fuck.
What's wrong with you?
No.
Can't do the V?
I wish I could go back for them.
So I saw something about John spelled with Jon.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a real John.
No.
That's like related to like Nathan or something. Because it's Jonathan. Jonathan and Nathan
Nathan.
Yeah, Joe Nathan, whereas John with an H.
John.
That's a real John. Don't you think?
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's fake Johns going around here. Fake Stevens. You're a Stefan.
I know. I wish I wasn't.
It's all right.
All right. Good times, folks.
Yep. Have an embodied experience and tell them I sent you.